Right now at 6, a new effort in one city looking to help homeless people get off the streets. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane joining us with the latest.
We're underscoring that message again of the dangers of drinking, driving.
And the parents of a teenager killed during a deadly crash after being hit by a drunk driver. You heard them there. Their efforts to stop the number of fatalities across Connecticut.
And the Michigan Supreme Court rejecting a request to remove Donald Trump from its state primary ballot. Ahead, we have details on an effort to remove Trump from Connecticut ballots.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, sunshine. 6 o'clock on a Thursday, or Friday Eve, as I like to say. Thank you for waking up with us here. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Good to have you here. So typically I walk in. Today I drove. Careful out there this morning because the rain, Rachel Piscatelli, is an issue from a weather standpoint, from a road standpoint. You just want to be careful out there. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been dealing with fog the last 2 mornings. So unfortunately, just our several mornings have been really unfortunate in terms of driving conditions. And right now is no exception. We do have some pretty steady rain in spots. Some of it is manageable in southeastern Connecticut. Wanted to show you where the heaviest rain is located currently over in Hartford, New Britain, along 91, Middletown, Canton, Heartland, and also towards Windsor Locks. We'll go down 84 towards Waterbury and also closer to Plymouth this morning too. So we have these periods of rain now. Steady rain will taper to more widely scattered showers this afternoon. Our numbers are going to stay pretty steady, so I'm not expecting or anticipating these numbers to really fluctuate much over the course of our morning show. 47 degrees in Hartford right now. It's 50 degrees in New Haven. And you'll see as I run the guidance, by 8 a.m. we're starting to see some drying in western Connecticut, tapering to widely scattered showers this afternoon. The spotty showers continue. Otherwise, just a damp day and an overcast day too, with our temperatures staying pretty steady into the 40s. You'll see that here, as I mentioned. Not expecting these numbers to move much over the day today. Wind speeds right now are about 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it is breezy. Tomorrow will be another damp day, but we do expect some improvements for this weekend. We'll have those details coming up just about 15 minutes away. Let's get a check out of those roads this morning. Just wanted to show you what's going on across the board here. We do have a live look outside over in Hartford, where both directions are running smoothly this morning. And we'll take a look at your drive times. New Britain Ave to the Hartford Tunnel is 6 minutes, and Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge is a 7-minute drive. We don't have any incidents to report at this hour, guys.
All right, Rachel, thank you for that.
New this morning, the Planning and Zoning Commission in Torrington has voted unanimously to allow Trinity Church to provide an emergency cold weather shelter this winter.
Yeah, so this after locations requested failed. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane live in Torrington. Housing such an important issue, Lindsay. Bring us up to speed with what you know.
Hi, good morning. Well, this shelter will stay open through April. Now, right now, the city is paying to house people in the community that need shelter in hotels with dollars from the American Rescue Plan. A resident speaking out in last night's meeting saying they are in support of this new shelter plan. Other churches in the city did put in requests to have their own shelters, but those were denied. Now, the Planning and Zoning Commission denied an application from Northwest Hills Community Church to serve as an overnight shelter. There was some debate over the location being too close to schools. Last night, the commission voted on an application from Trinity Church to change the zoning rules so they could provide much needed shelter. Dozens of people got up to speak at the meeting, no one in opposition to the shelter, instead rejecting arguments that a shelter could pose a threat to nearby schools.
What you need to decide, which probability is more important in this instance? The probability of possibly saving a person's life by allowing this shelter versus the probability of accepting the status quo and rolling the die.
We are working to find out more details about exactly how many people can stay at the shelter and how soon it will be open. Torrington is one of many places where people are experiencing homelessness. A report from the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness says there are 3,000 people without homes across the state and about 1,000 people without shelters this winter. Live in Torrington this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Lindsay, thank you for that update. 6:05 now. In other news this morning, the Connecticut Secretary of the State has announced the steps her office is taking to make sure the new Bridgeport mayoral primary is secure. Secretary Stephanie Thomas says 2 election monitors will be in place. They are former elections director Peggy Reeves and Waterbury Registrar of Voters Tim DiCarlo. Additionally, Thomas's office will have a representative on hand for all pickups from ballot boxes and for handling ballots. Bridgeport will hold a new mayoral primary on January 23rd. Surveillance video showing people potentially mishandling ballots during the original primary in September. Rocky Hill police are still looking for the person wanted for hitting an officer while driving off from a traffic stop. This happening on Cold Spring Road Tuesday night. The officer stopped the driver after seeing an arrest warrant for the car's owner. The officer tried to get the suspect out of the car, but the suspect refused and took off, knocking the officer to the ground. In the process, the officer had minor injuries. Happening today, the state police will welcome 32 new troopers to the force. The 134 training troop graduation ceremony will happen this morning at Central Connecticut State University. The graduates spent the last 6 months in intensive training. They will continue training now at their assigned troop. The family of a West Hartford teenager who was killed by a drunk driver last year is giving back to the community.
Yeah, they awarded a high school athlete with a scholarship in honor of their son, Luke Rue. Blake Idelson received the Luke Rue Memorial Scholarship Award prior to last night's game, keeping Luke's memory alive. Luke's parents were in attendance to award the scholarship to a hockey player who embodies the same characteristics their son had.
This is for a young man that obviously enjoys the game of hockey, is passionate about the game of hockey, wants to win, but understands that it's not win at all costs.
Luke's father says it doesn't stop there. He says their mission is to spread awareness and see change when it comes to deaths on the road, especially when it involves drunk driving.
We're not the only ones sending this message out, right? But for whatever reason, it's just not seeing any yet. Those fatalities are still actually in some cases increasing. So this fund and this event and all the other messaging that we're doing is really dedicated to doing everything we can to try to reduce the number of fatalities.
The Memorial Fund provided every graduating senior at Farmington High with an Uber gift card. It also covered the cost of a drug and alcohol-free event to celebrate graduation to ensure students did not drink and drive.